Today I'm going to fly a classic series Boeing 737 to Prishtina in Kosovo with an airline that I haven't heard of until a few weeks ago, GP Aviation. I'm taking a train from Zurich Airport to Basel-Mulhouse-Freiburg Euro Airport, which takes roughly 1.5 hours. Until this morning I wasn't sure if the flight will actually happen, as on the booking platform where I booked the flight, my booking kept on showing a big red flag, saying my flight has not been paid. Of course I did pay, so we will see what happens at the check-in. Online check-in, by the way, was not available. I have arrived at the Euro airport about 3 hours before my flight. This is my flight today, IV801 to Prishtina, with this mysterious GP Aviation. Since check-in hasn't opened yet, let's have a look at the viewing terrace. Well, it's closed, but I still get to see a little bit through the large windows. The Euro airport isn't big, so this is basically one half of the check-in hall, the one on the Swiss side. There's also a check-in hall on the French side, so you might actually have to cross the border within the airport. Looks like my booking platform and GP Aviation are in a collaboration. Finally, check-in opened, and since I only traveled with cabin luggage today, the very friendly check-in lady handed over my boarding pass within 1 minute. Through security, and I am airside already. I believe this Skyview lounge is the only lounge at Euro Airport, and luckily they accept priority pass, as I still almost had 2 hours before my flight. Actually almost 3 hours, because later I found out my flight was delayed. I really like this Skyview lounge, with its stunning 360 degrees view and even several outdoor viewing terraces. This is my ride today, this 32 years old classic Boeing 737-400, registered in Bulgaria. And here it comes, my aircraft for today, and I'm excited to fly this classic again. I think the last time I flew on this aircraft type was more than 10 years ago. It's soon boarding time, so I better go to the departure gate. The welcome was friendly, and I got a first impression of the grey all-economy class cabin, arranged in a standard 3-3 configuration. I'm going to be in the first row today, which GP Aviation assigned to me after I emailed them a few weeks ago, free of charge, which was very nice. By the way, even the cheapest ticket includes checked baggage, no extra charges. Do you notice something? No winglets, a rarity nowadays. The interior is indeed a bit dated, yet the personal air fans and lights are working. I don't think I have ever seen an armrest like this before. Table in an armrest, yes, but usually they function differently, at least from my experience.
All emergency exits are marked with the word exit. Eliminated charge of the floor when ready to please exit. Please be reminded are marked with the word exit. Eliminated charge of the floor when ready to please exit.
While this aircraft had been operated by a dozen airlines over its lifespan so far, it actually never flew for other airways. This is how the legroom situation looks like when sitting right in front of the bulkhead. While the seat behind me is still empty, let's have a look at the seat recline. It's pretty standard, I would say, and surely fine, or not even necessary for this 2-hour daytime flight. We are finally on the go, and I'm looking forward to experience GP Aviation and also Prishtina in Kosovo for a few days. We are airborne and I believe there won't be much in-flight entertainment. So let's have a look at what we have in the pocket in front of me. Of course there's the GP Aviation safety card of this classic Boeing 737-400. Oh, the view is quite nice, therefore I suggest we continue the pocket content experience a bit later. Since we took off in a northerly direction, we now had to turn towards south-southeast, which led us past the airport we were just taking off from. I quite enjoy sitting in the first row, even though the armrests are not movable. Why? Because of the tables that are stowed in there, which can be unstowed like this. A fairly small table, but I guess large enough for the on-demand service offered on this rather short route. I was handed a disinfecting wipe with the airline branding. Let's continue the pocket exploration with the set on-demand dining menu. Besides the disinfecting wipe, zero catering is included, not even water or coffee. Price-wise the offering is not on the cheap side, but I have seen worse. I might get something later, just for you to create some extra content on this otherwise pretty boring economy class review. GP Aviation, despite being a fairly small airline, seems to have their own in-flight magazine. However, it was written entirely in Albanian language, so only of limited entertainment for me. Isn't this a lovely engine and wing view? Especially the missing winglet brings up a sense of nostalgia in me. It's end of summer when I was filming this trip, and the first snow is already settling on the mountain peaks of the Alps. Shall we have a look at the in-flight Wi-Fi? Well, there is none. And I honestly wasn't expecting Wi-Fi, as GP Aviation wasn't advertising it anyway. The food train is approaching, and since I'm quite full from the lounge earlier, I just went for a bottle of water for €2.50. Interestingly, and in contrast to most other airlines in Europe, GP Aviation only accepts cash payment. The crew was very nice, and I was even warned about the possible spill of the sparkling water, which was indeed under high pressure. And I spilled anyway. I also found out that one of the two ladies is from Kosovo and the other one from Bulgaria, like the airline. While having reached the Balkans, the ride became quite a bit bumpy, up to a level where the fasten seatbelt sign was switched on. And that's when the turbulences nearly stopped. More than once, twice to be precise, I was asked how I do the selfies without visible stick. I'm using this 360-degree camera, which actually has an overlapping field of view, eliminating the selfie stick from the picture through a process called stitching. More information about my gear you find in the video description. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by the camera manufacturer to say that. Let's have a quick look at the forward lavatory, which is quite small. Well, what can I say? It's as basic as it can be, with water, soap, paper towels, and of course a throne. Overall fairly clean, considering the amount of people I saw using the bathroom so far. We are now flying along the Croatian coast, one of my all-time favorite coastline and island clusters, which I love visiting as often as I can, mainly for sailing. Which brings me to a question: would a sailing review or sailing travel vlog be something interesting for you? Let me know. Time to log this flight and the experience that comes with it. We are approaching Prishtina, so it's time I and my bag get buckled up. welcome to Kosovo. I'm excited to be here. Let me share my thoughts about this flight and an answer to the question in the title at the end of the video, once I'm in my hotel room. The airport seems quite modern, and within minutes I was landside, waiting for my hotel pickup to arrive. I'm staying close to the airport in this Best Western Hotel Gala. While a little bit dated, the staff was absolutely fabulous in making sure I'm feeling comfortable at their place. I would say it's the Best Western I have stayed so far. And while I stay right next to the airport entrance, I took the bus into downtown Prishtina, which took about 25 minutes. This very quiet town is a mix of past relicts, multi-faith architecture, abstract design and modern city center with a long pedestrian street. Well, it was Sunday and raining. I guess that added to the quietness. The names of Mother Teresa and Bill Clinton were omnipresent throughout the city, giving a hint about Kosovo's past. Back in the hotel with the seemingly randomly placed furniture in the hallway, I am sharing with you my thoughts about this flight. So, welcome to Prishtina, Kosovo. Well, how did I like my flight with GP Aviation? Well, I expected it to be something like a low-cost carrier, like EasyJet or Ryanair, where I would have to pay for everything, for luggage, food and so on. And well, while I had to pay for food and even the bottle of water, the luggage was actually included in the fare, and so was also some hand luggage. So I think it said 5 kilograms of cabin luggage was allowed, and I'm sure I had more. I didn't weigh it, but it was no issue at all. On top of that, I got a whole seat row for myself, and the first row, of course, I couldn't move the armrests, but that was fine for me. I had plenty of leg room. I can't complain. It was a good, solid flight to Prishtina. I would book them again. I got to fly a 737 Classic, so the Dash 400 is the classic version of the 737, which nowadays is quite exciting, so I enjoyed it. Well, I can recommend it. I couldn't book it with GP Aviation directly, so I had to book it through a travel agency, but it went well, even though I never received a ticket, but they said I just show my name, and here we go. I am concluding this flight review by answering the question in the title. Is GP Aviation's economy class offering a game changer in the industry? No. But overall, I enjoyed the flexibility in regards to the luggage policy and the seat assignment. And it was fun flying on a classic Boeing 737 again. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.